Okay, this is the last time. Three strikes and I'm out. I'm now in a different room. I don't understand. Maybe I've just annoyed social media people. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to just go back to the very beginning. I want to talk about launch parties. Gosh, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So the bottom line is, to me, when we recruit someone and we don't encourage them to have a launch party, it's like joining Weight Watchers and not following the diet and going to the first meeting. It's like the time, many times I've joined a gym, paid that $39 and never got in the car and never went to a gym. I got some notes for you, okay? And thank you for hanging in with me. I mean, who does that? Who comes back for the third time, right? Third time's a charm. Okay. So, look, I get the 35% discount. I get sometimes our recruiting conversations as well. I get that sometimes, it's going a little sideways and we try to approach it very soft, very nonchalant. I want to talk to you about what happens when we're nonchalant. We think we're being easygoing and nice. Well, I got some lessons I want to share with you. Look, I think it's a privilege to have a 35% Norwex discount. I absolutely think it's a privilege. You've heard me joke about it before, but it's like me going to Reitman's because I'm Canadian. Reitman's maybe like your Macy's, and saying, look, I'd like to sign up for your employee discount, but here's the deal. I have no intention of ever showing up for my shift, but look, I love clothes. Let me just shop at your discount. They're going to laugh at me. Look, I also get our industry. I get Norwex, and we encourage everyone to come in and try. Well, I think I've discovered how we can keep encouraging people to try, and it starts with the launch party. But let me tell you a little story. Back in the day, I was a district sales manager in Canada. Really, I was a paid corporate recruiter. I had to get my numbers in. And I remember one weekend I was at a mall, and it was a trade show, and I recruited 72 people. Wow, that was impressive, wasn't it? Yeah, guess what? They all left as quickly as they came in because I didn't have time to onboard them all. You see, I didn't have time. This is what I learned. I didn't have time to give them an experience of success. All I did was process a transaction. I didn't help them start sharing their first catalogs and helping them to see that they could be the neighborhood boop boop lady, okay? And so, my boss wasn't impressed either. So I didn't do myself any favors because I had to hustle harder. So it taught me that recruiting is just a small part of my job. It was just a very small part of my job. It was merely a transaction. Really what I needed to do was find a way to onboard people and to do it quickly. Another time in my life, I was a consultant, just like our consultants are out in the field with the product line. And many years ago, and I remember my dear upline, Cindy. Cindy encouraged me strongly to get out there and do a launch party with my circle of friends. I was nervous. You see, I hadn't sold anything ever before. Okay, seriously, I'd never even been a waitress. Okay, I just knew how to talk, but I never sold anything where someone actually gave me money or a credit card. So it's about a $500 party. You wouldn't believe how I galloped out of that party when they couldn't see me, giddy with excitement. Okay, was it the money? Sure, the money made me feel good because I was going to go get my nails done. I'm sure of it. But what take away from me, what was the most important thing was what happened to my insides. That's what I'm talking about, how to keep your consultants engaged each and every month. You see, I suddenly was filled with great self-affirmation. I felt like a somebody. Look, I knew they loved the product I was selling, but I also knew that they trusted me and liked me. So leaders, our job is to, and I get it, sometimes we think we don't want to come across pushy, and yet isn't that our role, to push people out of their comfort zones? How else are we going to lift people? That's the role of a leader, to lift people. Well, in order to lift them, we got to push them out of their comfort zone. All right. So do you go back and think about your first party, your first launch party? I mean, when I think about it, it's just such an important thing. And I think we've gotten to a point where we're overlooking some of that. We think people understand and that we're attracting people who already feel confident, and maybe they need to feel like I did and somebody needs to push them. You know, the powerful moment of that self-awareness for me and self-confidence, well, that's something that each one of us, you and me, we have that ability to provide each and every time somebody comes into Norwex, into our community as your team member. The process of helping them to launch their business. Just because they have an account doesn't mean they have a business. All they have is an account. You want people who feel a sense of ownership and a sense of pride in their role as a consultant. And the launch party is the critical process, helping them to see the value in themselves. And when people see the value in themselves, oh man, now they see the value in you and they see the value in Norwex. So as you continue building your teams, and this is a busy season, I get it, make it a point to be talking about the launch party. How about this as a conversation starter? I wrote this one down. I'm so glad you recognize the privilege of being a Norwex consultant and being able to be a part of this noble and purposeful mission. One of the best ways we honor ourselves and Norwex is by quickly sharing our good news with family and friends at our launch parties. So can we talk about setting up your calendar to get your business going right away? Simple as that. Encouraging quick launch parties, as I said, the key word is that's how you really honor your new team members. There's no honor in doing nothing. There's no honor in waiting. Look, as I said, because of my own recruiting experience, I get the conversations, and sometimes we just don't want to seem overly assertive. We don't want to lay it on the line. We don't want anyone to feel that they're accountable. And yet, if you have pride in the role of a Norwex consultant, believe that 35% is a privilege, and that Norwex is a mission worth supporting, well then, why don't we get them doing launch parties right away? And if you think about it, the launch party hosted by the new consultant is easy peasy. She gets in her kit the top products, bar none. Not top of the week, not top of the month. I'm talking top of the decade, right? And I can just see her. She's got her close family and friends around. She picks up the phone and she invites them to come over and see what the big buzz is all about and give her their opinion. And so there she is. She's got the Enviro cloth, the polishing cloth, and she is cleaning her bathroom mirror, showing them no paper towel, no window cleaner, and she lets them have a go. Next thing you know, she's got the dusting mitt and she's going across the top of her buffets and hutches and bookcases, right? Then she sees a scuff mark on her floor and she grabs an Enviro with her cleaning paste. And then she brings out some jars of Norwex laundry detergent and what she used to use, and she shakes them around and lets them see the real clear difference for themselves. And she finishes off with a little dance step of the mop around the kitchen floor. And she's done. And she pours them a cup of coffee and asks them, what did you think? You want to try it? That's what a lunch party is, right? In its most simplest form. It doesn't need any selling skill. It needs telling skills and a journey of using those products. But you know something, the benefit for you is that, and I've been reading the posts because, you know, I don't have a life. I love reading your stuff. A lot of you are working on engagement programs for December. I get it. I can see the cycle now every 3 months. Wouldn't you love to not have that problem? Wouldn't you love to never have to sweat your numbers? What if I suggested to you that maybe you're sweating your numbers a little bit because way back when you didn't say to someone that having a Norwex discount is a privilege? And how do you plan to honor that privilege? How do you plan to share Norwex to keep the mission alive? Because if you think about it, that's why we gave them the 35% discount, to help us, you and me, keep the mission alive. So you want to have a strong team. You want people who understand the value of sharing Norwex consistently. It helps, it makes it easier for you to manage your numbers. But don't forget for a moment, think it's not just about the launch party. Let's do some math here. She comes in and does a launch party and achieves her fresh start step one. She's just earned about $170, $150, $170 doing her first launch party or more. And then UPS shows up at her door with a bunch of free product. She feels like a rock star. She does another launch party right away. UPS is coming with another delivery. And she just added another $200 to her earnings. Oh my gosh, all those naysayers in her life, nana, boo, boo, this really works and I'm having fun and I'm successful and I'm going to keep doing it. And then you, as the recruiter, get a $150 thank you from Norwex. Norwex thanks you for building your team with a $150 shopping spree. And then when you help her hit her final goal of earning her kit for free so that she knows this was the right decision, Norwex thanks you for helping her feel good by giving you a $300 shopping spree. As leaders, I'm going to challenge you with your $450 that you should be earning from every recruit. You have a great opportunity on behalf of your big teams to use that shopping spree money. And on behalf of your team, on behalf of all your new recruits, why not donate to a women's shelter or a pet shelter, something that speaks to your heart? On behalf of your team name, like Hercules Heroes is making a donation in West Hill, Ontario to the Emily Stowe Women's Shelter, because our team gives back to the community that supports us. So I just want to share with you as leaders that, come on, launch parties, skitter scatter, a couple of things that have happened. You're hearing it first. I just recorded myself doing new consultant call number 1 and new consultant call number 2. That's where I take the 5-step guide and do the first 3 things on one call and then the other 2. Well, guess what? They're recorded. They're on the back office, loaded under training now, under new consultant 5-step guide. Press play. You can hear Hercules anytime you want. Next piece of news for dialing in for the 3rd time, I figured there had to be goodies for hanging with me. I tried a new consultant call this week. I hope your RSM VP have shared with you the new recruiter checklist. It's for not only the new recruit, it is for the recruiter. Susan Bauer and I, along with a great team of people who give us a lot of additional insight, we put this together, and it does take into account everything in the 5-step guide, but man, for me, I love the boom, 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 get her done. Well, my last 2 new consultant calls reflected this one-stop shop. Hang out with me for 45 minutes. What do you have to do in the first few days? What do you have to do in the first 15 days? What do you need to get done in the month? And I'm going to put that recording this week up so that what I'm trying to do for you is put the resources in a place that you can direct people to. They can always come on live and hear me or DeMario, but they can also plug in at their own convenience, because guess what? I'm here to support you. And I hope you appreciated my candidness, my honesty, the Sheila story on a Sunday. And thanks for hanging in. And I'm so sorry about the first 2 mistakes. I'm just a young kid still learning. Okay, good night, everybody. Bye for now.